Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're dissecting the anatomy of a modern heist. But, we aren't talking about guys in ski masks or bank vaults with foot-thick steel doors. No, we're talking about a highly organized, industrialized digital crime wave. And it's targeting something literally sitting right in your pocket. Drawing on a really fascinating report from FinCrime Intelligence, we're going to break down the massive high stakes of digital identity theft. And trust me, this is a true crime story where every single one of us is a potential target. Okay, let's dive into this because I want you to genuinely, honestly consider this question. Would you hand a total stranger the master key to your entire life? Like your photos, your bank accounts, your private conversations, even your location history? Obviously, no way, right? You absolutely wouldn't. Yet, every single day, thousands of people are being completely tricked into doing exactly that, totally unaware of the digital doors they're throwing wide open.
Section 1. The new prime target.
For the longest time, we've kind of pictured cybercriminals as these lone hackers in hoodies, right? Going after massive corporate networks or trying to directly crack bank logins. But that target, it has shifted dramatically. I really want you to let this next number sink in for a second. $262 million. According to the FBI, that is the reported loss from account takeover fraud in just the year 2025 alone. It's a staggering amount of financial devastation. And a massive, massive chunk of this highly lucrative playbook, it's now aimed directly at everyday consumers like you and me. Here's the thing. The Apple ecosystem is now simply too commercially and operationally important to remain a secondary target. It's not that criminals just magically gave up on other platforms. It's that Apple has basically become the center of gravity for our entire digital and financial lives. And industrialized financial crime networks, yeah, they absolutely know this. They're moving in on the Apple environment with a speed and sophistication that is honestly kind of terrifying. Section 2, your digital master key. To understand why criminals want in so badly, we've got to understand exactly what they're breaking into. So the crucial point is this. The Apple account, what we all used to call the Apple ID, it isn't just some basic username for downloading an app or buying a song anymore. It is the fundamental identity layer of your life. It connects your phone, your tablet, your laptop, and literally every piece of data flowing between them. It has become the ultimate digital master key. Just look at what is sitting inside this vault. If someone gets their hands on your Apple account, they aren't just getting control of a phone. They get your iCloud data, years of private photographs, your entire text message and FaceTime history, your stored credit cards, your trusted phone numbers, and direct pathways to your connected banking and investment apps. The risks of a breach here are completely cumulative. Like once they're in, they have the whole shebang. FinCrime Intelligence sums this up perfectly. They note that concentration of access makes the account highly valuable to criminal actors. They aren't after a piece of hardware anymore. They are after the complete, heavily concentrated digital profile that lives inside it. Section 3. Anatomy of the attack. So, how exactly are they pulling off these massive heists? Well, and this brilliantly illustrates the reality of modern hacking. It basically comes down to two paths. On one side, you've got technical attacks, trying to outcode and defeat Apple's billion-dollar security infrastructure. That's incredibly hard to do. On the other side, you have social engineering, manipulating human trust and our deep familiarity with the Apple brand. It turns out, hackers don't actually want to outsmart Apple's brilliant engineers. It's much, much easier to just outsmart us. Think about it. A highly realistic fake interface doesn't need to break Apple's servers at all. It just needs to convince you to surrender the controls. The criminal essentially uses you as the vulnerability, tricking you into performing the exact actions, like typing in a password, that Apple's security model actually expects to see. So here is the exact step-by-step phishing sequence they use. First, you get a fake security alert via text or email. Second, they manufacture this extreme artificial urgency, maybe claiming your account is about to be suspended or a massive purchase is pending. Third, you panic, right? You click a link to a flawless, fraudulent phishing page and type your info. And fourth, and this is the truly terrifying part, the criminals relay your info live to the real Apple site. They might even call you using spoofed caller ID, posing as Apple support, just to calmly guide you into handing over that final two-factor verification code. But listen, the remote attack isn't the only way in. There's a whole second attack surface, the physical world. Criminals will literally look over your shoulder at a bar, what we call shoulder surfing, just to watch you type your iPhone passcode. And then they physically steal the phone. Because that passcode can sometimes bypass Face ID, they can instantly change your Apple password, lock you out completely, and take over. They'll even send fake Find My texts to victims of stolen phones just to trick them into giving up their credentials one last time. It's brutal. Section 4, the financial fallout. Once they have the keys, what happens next? Well, the cascading effects are rapid and absolutely devastating. A single compromised password escalates almost instantly into a complete account takeover. From there, it's a rapid-fire sequence. Payment and credit card fraud using your stored Apple Pay cards, irreversible cryptocurrency theft if your wallet keys happen to be in your photos or notes, outright extortion using your private data, and even business email compromise if your phone is connected to your corporate network. It literally goes from bad to ruinous in minutes. The compromised account essentially acts as criminal reconnaissance infrastructure. It's exactly like a burglar breaking into your house and instantly finding a map to all your hidden safes. Once inside, hackers will literally just use the search bar in your iCloud mail. They type in words like invoice, statement, or wallet to instantly map out who you bank with and where your investments are. They know exactly which financial institutions to attack next. And these scams are scaling massively for a few key reasons. First, we just inherently trust Apple notifications. Second, ecosystem concentration. One key opens your whole life. But crucially, this crime is heavily industrialized now. Phishing kits are literally bought and sold on criminal marketplaces. They use real-time social engineering to adapt if you hesitate. And now, they use generative AI tools to write flawless, localized scripts that completely remove the bad grammar we used to rely on to spot scams. It is a highly efficient machine.
Section 5. Defending your digital vault.
But hey, you are not defenseless here. Let's move to the exact settings you need and see how this builds a truly resilient control stack. It starts with the basics. Keep two-factor authentication strictly enabled. If you're a high-risk user, look into physical security keys. Absolutely, without question, turn on Apple's stolen device protection and Find My features. Behaviorally, cover your screen when typing a passcode in public to stop shoulder surfing. And the golden rule. Never, ever read a verification code over the phone to a supposed support agent. Apple will literally never ask for that code. Your communication discipline is just as critical as your software settings. Now, if the worst does happen, your response has to be immediate and comprehensive. Merely changing your password, that's not enough. You have to start from a trusted device and change the Apple password, sure, but then you have to review all associated emails and phone numbers to ensure the hacker didn't sneak in their own recovery route. You must terminate all active sessions and change passwords anywhere you reuse them. Finally, immediately call your banks to freeze cards and halt transfers before your stolen trust gets monetized. This quote from Thin Crime Intelligence is a major wake-up call for both us and our banks. A compromised account should be treated as a potential precursor to financial loss, even where no suspicious payment has yet occurred. If you experience a random SIM change or suddenly get an unexpected Apple verification prompt, you have to treat that as a massive red flag. The heist is already in motion. So, I want to leave you with this final thought. Your digital identity is incredibly valuable to global criminal networks. They are spending millions of dollars and countless hours trying to steal it. The question is, are you treating your own digital identity with that exact same level of respect? Take 10 minutes today, review your security settings, and make absolutely sure your vault is locked tight. Thanks so much for exploring this complex topic with me, and please stay safe out there.